What's up guys, Captain Present. Thought I'd bring you along for a wee bit of more leisure time activity. Not going on a hard out hunt today. Just relaxing a wee bit, waiting for auctions to roll in and whatnot. As mentioned in one of my previous videos, you just can't do hardcore hunting constantly because you just run yourself out of money. So every now and then I'll just trim down on my weapons, like downgrade my weapons, and then go and just have a bash about it with low level stuff. Because in my hunting recently I've been getting a lot of these chips. Got 3 regen chips. They're only rank 1 though, so they're quite poor compared to my rank 4 one. So probably won't use them for real hunting. But anyway, main objective is these offensive chips. I've got 25 of fire attack and come on, load it. 15 paired of kinetic 2s. So I was just gonna burn through this combustive chip on a few drones outside Fort Sisyphus. That's a bit of a tongue twister, that one. But yeah, so we're at Fort Sisyphus, up the northwest corner. It's kind of a low area. As I thought I'd just go out and burn a few level 4 droids, because they drop sort of different loot. And there is a wave event at this fort as well that pops occasionally where the robots will assault it. It's quite a fun wee event if you've got a bit of spare ammo, as long as there's enough people around. But where we're heading is just northeast of it. Well, east by the looks of that. East southeast. I think they're just over this ridge. Yeah, here we go. So we get our fire chip out. Fire chips work just like your guns, basically, like the magic attack chips. Ranged attack, burns universal ammo, or mind essence. And yeah, just like a gun. And I'm probably useless with it. Yeah, see, there we go. Not doing much damage at all. Jammed, what does that mean? It's doing barely nothing to him. What's this jammed mean though? You probably shouldn't be using fire attacks on droids, but look at that. Maybe? Seems a bit weird. Definitely not doing much damage to him though. Yeah, that took quite some time. Oh well, getting skills for it. Probably shouldn't be wasting my time with these guys though, I think. We'll give him a few more though. Very, very low damage. I'm not sure about that jammed. That's kind of strange. They must be like resistant to it or something. So yeah, the Mindforces are pretty weird. I usually don't use the offensive chips. I'll use the regen chips instead. So it's sort of sideways helping my regen chip, because I'll be getting concentration and psyche, just because they're interlinkedness. I think I'm wasting my time here. So I've got a better wee place I'll show you. My infamous spear, wait for it to backflip. It'll happen. Oh no, not today. Not today. Yeah, this little vehicle's awesome. It's amphibious too, so it can go on water. Come on, back in the pocket. There we go. Yeah, I think that area's a bit something weird going on with that jammed. If anyone knows, leave a comment just saying, hey you moron, you shouldn't be trying to burn robots. So instead we might go head up our Maffoids. Maffoids are pretty cool. Used to hunt them when I first started, little level 2s and 3s. Pretty rubbish loot, but hey, it's the applicable level. And to get to them, you just up here at Megavolt, up on the side of the mountain. Home away from home. You go up the mountain for real hunting. There's mid-level mollusks up there and whatnot. Or I like my sand runner for this. Get a bit of velocity going on downhill. Yeah, or you can go down the hill and down here on those islands you can see on the horizon after I crash and have a bad day on my sand runner. Anyway, down by those islands is where your Maffoids are, level 2 and 3. So they're pretty good if you're starting out hunting. Oh, got there. Interesting, but got there. Yeah, see the mid-level, well, low level, level 4. Our real dudes. Oh yeah, piranhas in the water, you gotta watch out for them. Level 5s. So yeah, if you want ripper snappers, there's some. A couple of daily quests want you to kill them. So Canundo's in the way. Can't be bothered using a real gun on him, so we'll just demonstrate the amphibious nature. So yeah, it's a pretty cool vehicle when it comes to getting around the coast. And here's our Maffoid friends. I think we might fix that too. Don't know why he's a bit dinged up. That's alright. Get that fixed. Get it back in the pocket. Let's try burning these fellas. Jammed. It must be because I'm too low a level. Weird. And we use our loot pills, because these guys are hardly worth picking up the loot anyway. Yeah, that jammed must be to do with having a bad level. Practically one-shot them if it doesn't get it jammed though. I think it is level based. So well, we've fixed that by just using it. Yeah, this area is awesome. Awesome hunting for when you're very, very low level and just starting out. Only reason I'm doing this now is just for easy skill levels and burn through these chips that I'd probably otherwise just TT anyway, because you got a fairly small markup if you get lucky on selling them. So yeah, they take 2 hits with this chip. Pretty decent. Running around, being an arsonist. It's really slow attacking this chip too. Oh well. My guns I use are a lot faster. I doubt these guys can actually global, like, because I've killed hundreds of them, but never really got much of note of them. These guys were more about the regular Calypso bones, which actually sound not too bad, but you've got to stack up a fair amount of them. But yeah, occasionally these guys will drop the Omegaton B101 amps, the limited Lobby amp. It's like the baby's first amp, and they're a pretty good source of income when you're starting out. So you usually sell for 2 or 3 paired a piece. And doing this sort of hunting, you burn through like next to no paired. I mean, it's taking 2 hits per kill for these dudes. Just randomly throwing fireballs at them. Yeah, just little stacks of shrapnel. These guys occasionally drop the LBP ones as well. Those wee baby's first BLP gun. And occasionally get a wee bit of markup on them or sell them in trade channels direct. Because yeah, the LB weapons are an interesting one to try and sell. Because when you're that low you don't really have spare pairs. And if you do have spare pairs, you've bought nice unlimited gear, so yeah, it's a bit weird. That's why most of the time I'll just choose to TT the lobby stuff, because otherwise you're spamming for a long time in channels to try and get someone. So yeah, that other option between just straight up TTing and just doing this, and that's just using it for some easy skilling. This will get me a good chunk on my pyrokinesis, I think. Already has. So look, started at 18, now I'm on 57. Which is next to nothing in the scheme of things, but next to nothing is better than nothing. So yeah, they have pretty rapid respawn here too. Ah, see, that was good loot. Here's one of the megatons. And it was a max one too. Where is it? There. So yeah, it's max, so it's only 8 pack, but I should be able to get 3 pack for this one. 2 pack if I want a quick sale. Or you can just use them. Plug them into a low level weapon. Have some amped damage for a while. Because amp damage is usually more eco. Like, it's kind of complex, but I find it's usually better to amp than not. Like, it doesn't increase your decay that you're dealing with, because you're dealing with a gun decay and an amp decay. But, yeah, in my experience it's turned out to be more eco. And if you use those weapon compare sites online, which you really should be using, and then you plug your amps into them and your guns, usually it's more economical. Usually. There are exceptions. One of the things I read from Mindart sometime it was when they were addressing Luke 2.0 feedback, was you never want to amp for more than 50% of a weapon's damage. That's what's known as over-amping. So yeah, general rule of thumb when you're amping a weapon is pick out the middle damage number and just make sure you're not amping for more than 50% of that number. Because according to Mindart, that's bad. And by that, I just presume that it's just terrible efficiency. If anyone knows, feel free to correct me or affirm it, but it sounds logical. Logical to me. So yeah, I'll probably only use like 1 to 2 pairs of universal ammo, if I'm lucky. And with that B101 amp I could sell already, I'll be profiting for this baby wee skill up. Or you can picture it as if I was a low level character and this would be a profitable hunt. And looks like I just got a level in pyrokinesis. Yeah, level 2. That's good, but still a rookie. Just gotta keep frying them. Don't know if I'd ever consider actually changing to Mindforce, but it's kind of cool to vary it up sometimes. And I mean, that chip was just gonna be sent to the TT anyway, so may as well get the usage out of it. Oh, 33 peck of shrapnel. That's a fair amount for these boys. Being only level 2s and 3s, it's usually 8 or 9 peck. Yeah, or 7. So we could basically count that as a mini global, I guess. Those mini globals I talk about on my other hunt, the Bericlid hunt I did the other night. Got another cool video I'll be doing around the Daikiba event area as well. Got a duo hunt, and it sort of led me to some new hunting grounds. So I've just recorded one up for. That'll be uploaded soon. Yeah. Basically just showing you guys the life of an Entropian. You may be plays, you may not be, maybe thinking of playing, may have stopped playing. I don't know the reasons for why you're watching this, but thanks for coming and joining me in either case. Oh, there we go, another B101. It's a damaged one though, only 0.03 left on it. Come on, stop jamming. So yeah, that 0.03 one, kind of a waste of time. Oh, 13 peck, not bad. Oh no, that's my good amp, that one. Yeah, 0.03, I'll be lucky if someone pays a ped for that. Absolutely lucky. And at that sort of threshold, it'd be a waste of time auctioning it. Generally only had success with those things auctioning full TT ones, which is 0.08. Full TT is the term you use when you're referring to something that has its maximum durability left. Because the TT value in this game is essentially its durability. Like analogous to durability from other games. But it's also the cash value as well. So it's durability and cash value. So yeah, I know this one's full TT because here's its max, here's its current. So yeah, pretty decent for a random wee burn up. 2 B101s so far. One saleable and one that would probably only use if I wanted to down rank my gun as well. I could probably use it on my Ozpin. Got a wee Eco Ozpin I use, as well as a Eco Zentech. That could go on that one as well, for a little bit of amped damage. And yeah, as I said earlier, generally more efficient. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but in my experience, it's been more efficient to be amped. Or 35, not bad. And that jammed is weird. Must be because I'm low level Mindforce. Must be. Oh, 27, another goodie. Yeah, we're just in the final days of the Halloween event, I think. I didn't actually go check it out. Oh nice, half a ped off him. Yeah, didn't check out the event, I'm not too big on events. I prefer just doing my regular wee routine leisure things. I did open a few of the boxes, but I don't rate the boxes. They're like casino slot machine pulls, basically. more often than not, they'll just tax your pet and give you nothing. With about a 1 in probably 1,000 chance of something worthwhile, which would be a ring or a dagger. So yeah, it's basically pulling levers constantly like a slot machine, trying to get that ring or that dagger. It sells for like probably close to 300 US, or its equivalent. So yeah, people open them, but yeah, not for me. It looks like I have a wee friend in my wee hunting place. These guys respawn so fast so that it doesn't really matter. Get to show off my burning for them. Probably be a low person too. I doubt it'll be another high level doing what I'm doing. Although you would never really know without going up to inspect someone, which people generally don't do. I don't think I've even figured out how to inspect. Like I know it can be done. I think it's with this life scanner thing. Use that on people and I think it brings up their info. Come on. Just a wee bit of lag. like we rockets, these fireballs. Basically just flinging them out of his hand. I like the effect of just having kind of holds a ball of fire in his hands in front of him. Looks pretty cool just standing around, just holding a globe of fire. I haven't even used a sixth of what I had, which was about 50 ammo. Like 50 pairs of ammo, I think it was. So, barely used probably 6 or 7 pairs of ammo. At a guess. I think this chip had quite a bit of durability left too. Yeah, oh, it's barely even touching it. Crazy. Not like my guns. Well, I guess I haven't run very much ped through it. Because, I mean, it's only using 450 per shot. And my guns I use about 1200 odd. Yeah, just under 1200. So under half what my guns use. That was a big crit. That would have one-shotted him. Yeah, easy. So they've only got about 20 hit points. I think if I rank up a little bit I should be able to one-shot these. The outrunners at least, not the grunts. The grunts have about 40 odd hit points I think. Whereas these outrunners have 20. Because when I first came here I could only hunt the level 2s. So I'd run through here picking out the level 2s and avoiding the level 3s. And then you eventually get skilled enough where you don't have to do that. You can just kill with abandon and reckless abandon even. And then you get to this point where it would not matter if the entire camp aggroed onto me. And some people would take their armor off for this, but I honestly can't be bothered. I mean, they're virtually never getting to hit me anyway. Oh, 82 pet. That was big for these guys. Practically a global. That is a cool shot. Him silhouetted with the sun behind him. Yeah, so I think I'll probably be able to burn through all of this ammo before the chip even degrades a little bit, because there was virtually no decay. Crazy. I've even still got those 2 other kinetic 2s. They'll be higher damage, but I'll be even more useless with them, because I've never used kinetic. So yeah, that's why I thought I'd use the combustive first, because I had done a little bit. Not much. Yeah, you get animal muscle oil from these guys too. Also an important source of income. The aggro. Just flinging fireballs. Not exactly your most sociable neighbour. But I live just up the hill in Megavolt, so I'd come down and lay waste to their little community. That's alright. They breed fast enough. These Maffoids will never go extinct. Kinda weird dudes too. Like big potato head fellas. They always remind me of potatoes. Just their funny looking skin. Oh, we are sort of chipping through them now. Minimap's empty. Me and my comrade are... Oh, we have extincted them. Eradicated them. I'm just killing too efficiently. Because Buddy's still over there. Other people are green dots on your map. Or white dots if they've been naughty and gotten killed by a mob. So yeah, if you ever see a green dot turn white, that means someone just died on a mob. Who's with that jam? Oh wow. 1.36 paired off him. That's definitely a mini global. That's huge. Yeah, getting pretty consistent pyrokinesis skill too. It's probably because I'm such low level. There we go, now the minimap's respawned a bit. Got good numbers back now. Been doing not too badly on loot too. Couple of mini globals. Couple of B101s to either use or sell. I'll probably auction that full TT one. Make 2 or 3 paired. I was so close to being able to one shot. Yes, you have vastly more hit points, the grunts. Do a bit more damage as well if you're not wearing good armor. which I am. Well, far better than what these guys are used to working on anyway. So the sweet hunt up will be good for my bone sample stash too. Bone samples are for a quest that gets you agility tokens. There's 10,000 of them. So 10k gets you, I think it's either 10 or 50 agility, which is one of your core skills, so it's quite a worthwhile one. So if you're starting in Entropia rich, like depositing a lot of money, it's probably a good idea. Buy up those 10,000 bone samples. I think it generally costs about 50 ped. It's the sort of market rate that the bone samples work out to. So yeah, if you've got that spare, that agility will definitely be a huge start off. Like a huge springboard, and I think that's why those bone samples are there. Because lower levels can come and farm them, and it just gives them an in-demand item that people who are depositing and have plenty of spare ped starting off the game. It just gives them an in-demand item they can trade in. Because agility points will really always be in demand. Like, all stats are really, given the nature of them. Looks like Comrade is having a rest. So I'll grab that one that's about to aggro them. Just because I'm a good guy like that. Protect the AFK people. Well, you do get some people who see AFK people because you can train mobs into them. Very dick move to do. I wouldn't advise doing it. Have had it done to me once or twice, but that's just how you learn not to go AFK in spawn points. Not everyone's a dick, of course. You're like 1 in 100 will train mobs into you. Yeah. So yeah, not something you'll see often. Silly little turp bird. It's usually pretty uncommon to not have those wee critters around a spawn point. Always irritate the hell out of me. Although recently on my good hunts I've been shooting the higher aged ones, like dominants and guardians and things, because they usually only take 1 or 2 shots, and occasionally they'll drop 2 or 3 ped of stuff. So I'm starting to think that the higher up ones are sort of worth it. Just while you're hunting, shoot them as well. Probably not these lower ones around here though, I wouldn't bother. So what are we up to? We've gone through about a quarter of our ammo. So we started on about 1200 odd. 1200 odd, and that was 50 ped stack. So we've used about probably 10 to 12 ped. And this thing will probably be showing no decay. Yeah, virtually nothing. Yeah, definitely nothing like the guns. That was a good chat. 51 of shrapnel, so that probably means those bone samples were a good stack. Yeah, the bone samples will always come up as 0.00 ped, unless you've somehow dropped like thousands and thousands and thousands of them, because their TT value is just super low. all their value lies in trading to players. So yeah, see, they'll always come up as having no value. Because yeah, for it to list a proper TT value, you need to be looking at a stack with like 20,000-30,000 of them, sort of thing. But yeah, do not ever TT them. In saying that, because the TT does not give you the real value for it. Just keep on stockpiling them. Keep on stashing them away and keep your eyes out on the trade channels. Because people will buy them, or if you get up to a good enough stack, just advertise them in a trade channel. 21 pet, that wasn't a bad wee load off him. Oh, that jammed is plenty annoying. Ah, 0.3 off of a one shot. Do I actually have any more damage I can squeeze out of this thing? Oh, no, I'm doing top damage with it. It has to do a max damage roll to one shot a level 2. And probably not even possible, because I think resistances and armor factors in all even. So I don't think this thing actually could do 20.0. Yeah, 19.9, that's probably its max. Very slow too, must be only 30 attacks, 40 attacks maybe, per minute. Ah, 20. Yeah, that's why it's so slow. 20 attacks per minute. But once you're skilled with it, you get 22 attacks per minute. Yeah, because a lot of skilling up a gun, or in this case a Mindforce chip, those skills directly impacts your damage and your rate at which you attack with. Ah, fine, I'll burn the critter. What? Didn't even drop anything. Oh, there we go, 2 pet. See, virtually pointless. Yeah, looks like my comrade I had accompanying me earlier is gone. Must have logged out or just teleported. Yeah, could have teleported. Yeah, anytime you ever want to like go back to base or whatever, you can't be bothered vehicling or walking, yeah, everyone has access to a teleport. It's just your T key by default. It'll give you a 1 minute timer, so you can't do it in the middle of mobs, but there's how you transport home from out in the field. Just make sure there's no mobs near you, press T, and bam. Like, it's effectively committing suicide without actually, because it does just respawn you at the nearest revive terminal. So yeah, it's effectively dying, but not dying. Like, you could just die and walk into a mob, get beaten up, and it'd be a 10-second timer, because the reviving's 10 seconds. Or the more cultured and civilized way is just hit your T key and wait 60 seconds and teleport. And it'll probably teleport me to the edge of this beach, because there is revive terminals right beside it. So this is just the opposite side of where it just was. There it is there. It's actually a CDF outpost. When you're a lobby, this road's actually really good. Really good. You start up there, up by Half Moon Cove, and then follow the road down and you'll run into a chain of CDF outposts that have a really good chain of quests for you. So if you can make your way up there and you're just starting out the game, jump up there and follow this road and talk to all the CDF personnel you encounter, because they'll have really good missions for you that give you universal ammo, which is pretty crucial at the start. Especially if you're not depositing. Ammo is very, very hard to come by. And so we'll do a quick wee tally up for what we just got. So we've got 38.5 ped left. Started with 50 ped, remember, so let's say 12 ped burnt. Literally burnt, because it was a combustive chip. And we got 2 B101s, 1 full TT and 1 rubbish TT that I'll probably just stick on one of my low guns for a wee bit. And I'll probably auction that one for 2 ped bid, 3 ped buyout, and it should sell for that. And shrapnel, so there we go, 21.57 ped, and we only burnt through 12 ped, because I'm fairly sure that was empty before I started. Might not have been. That does seem a terribly high profit, so let's just presume I had a bit of shrapnel there, because if not, that was pretty epic returns. There's also 1.68 ped of that, which is virtually nothing. That's the stuff that goes for 105. Yeah, see, it's been spiking up recently. You can consistently sell animal muscle for 105 on auction. What I'll usually do is just leave it stack up to about 100 ped worth, and then throw it up for 105 ped sort of deal. And 24 bones. Of course, still listing as 0, because there needs to be thousands there for it to list an actual value. And was there any weapons? I don't think there was. Any armors? Nope. Any more Mindforce chips? Nope, didn't think there was. So usually you keep track of it, this sort of thing. That's how I sort of know there was the 2 B101s there. You just sort of keep your eye up in that corner. Well, if you have your loot set that way. But anyway, thanks for accompanying me for this random little burn up. And yeah, if you have any questions about anything I'm doing, feel free to comment, and I'll be happy to do a vid for you, teaching you how you do it. Like maybe using the Mindforce chips or whatnot, or